Hello and welcome back to Speedynet, where we are looking at the Manford lime kiln. More specifically, its actual station, because that's the project of today, so to say. Because we have a thing to do, and that is to utilize all these beautiful 4,417 crates of farm supplies a month for the greater good. The greater good being more fruit production. However, the challenge lies therein that technically this station is connected. Well, I say that it technically is not. Yeah, well, through this station, it is technically connected to the network with the fruit plantations, so long as the trains do follow a series of springs by looping around. And so in theory they could go there, but they would make a lot of unnecessary track miles. And what we need to do is we need to connect this station to our what was our baby network, but it has now been assimilated. Resistance is futile. But if we have a look over here, we can see that we have 1 radio tower, 2 radio towers, 3 radio towers. Just to make it a little bit more easy. Oh, and there is elevation. Not just a bit of elevation, or a little bit I should say, it's a lot. So there is a bit of a challenge over here in getting this station connected, because what we need to do, this is the entrance to the station, and that basically means that the track leading to the entrance need to come in through here. And to get that done, the most obvious choice is to use these tracks over here. But these are dead-end tracks. They don't lead to anywhere other than this station and the whole rest of the network. But if you need to go over here, that means going the long way around. Now, as for the entrance tracks, that might all be not so bad. However, then you also need to get back. Trust me, there is no way to get through over here. So we need to go the other way around, which also is not easy, especially when you think about, okay, so if we were to go over here, we'd come out in this area. How to hook it up to over here, and to what point exactly is it to hook it up over here, right? So I've thought of another way to do this, and I thought, what if we hook it up over here with the exit track? And we do the entrance tracks over here, because it's so convenient over here. I know that this station over here will not be that easily accessible, but hey, if that's all, I think it's a pretty clever solution to what would otherwise be a pretty logistical challenge if we were to stick with our we need to hook it up to the same station mantra, or the same tracks that we've been using pretty much all the time for all the other stations. I think we should play it a little bit more free form. Now, another thing that I've noticed, because we're gonna do some track building in just a moment, but I quickly went to just have a peek at, okay, so this is like 380 your bauxite, 2,200. This bauxite here, 340. There is also bauxite here, 270. And I do believe, yeah, there's also there. So it's mostly around 400, 1,000 and 2,500. I mean, we've set trains on this network not long ago, but if these amounts of bauxite waiting remain the same, I know that we also have got some terrain adjustments to make. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, and let's give it a bit of time to see if the amount of bauxite actually decreases, or if we need to lengthen up some trains. First, I guess, there's some track works to do. Right, now we have the tracks over here. All that we're missing is a few trains, and all of a sudden I just realized like how few depots we actually have close by over here. Now it's a bit hilly on this side, but perhaps what we can do is maybe add like a depot here. I don't really know where though, because it's like I said, the terrain is so bad for it. Maybe over here somewhere? No, that would lead to... I don't know. I guess what we'll have to do is just use the depots that we have over here, because these will need to be used by the trains anyway, even if they use this station. Because that's the only way to get in, basically, at the current state. So we will set up some trains. Now, before we do that, the important question we need to ask ourselves here is how much farm supplies need to go to each hub, basically. So let's open up the map here and go to the to the psychedelic map, basically, or just click on fruit and see what the issue is. So we have one. We need to do one here. We need to do one here, one here, one here, one here, and one here. So that's like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stations. So that's 14 stops. Right, now I think it might be this one or this one that is the biggest. Or perhaps even this one, I'm not entirely sure. This also looks pretty big. Let's have a look though. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. That's quite a lot. If I were to say at quadruple production means 7, or now my really good mathematics me shows around. 56 times 7 is 392 farm supplies in one train. Is that the most that we have? I think the only other contender for it is this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this one is not serviced, I believe. So that's also 392, and these are all fewer. Yeah, this one's only like 5, and that doesn't count. Right. Alright, so in theory 392. Okay, I guess I know what I have to do. Let us set up some trains, shall we? Now, hold on a second. I thought it was only moments ago when I saw the utility van can hold 35 bags of mail. So I calculated this to hold with 392 needed, that I would need 11 wagons. It's not completely a 1-on-1 ratio, but it should cover it. Now when I want to refit it, all of a sudden it's a lot less. I mean, and how does 242 even match 11? That means 22 capacity. And here I thought we're being clever with the vans, because they don't have a maximum speed, so we could blaze it with 2 wagons. Turns out that that doesn't work like that. Right, let's not spend the money on this. Let's sell these utility vans and perhaps use gondolas. Yeah, I think gondolas are what we need. Right, time to redo this. I don't know, guys. I don't think this is gonna work out. We, by definition, need to do this with 2 trains. So now that we know that, let me just have a quick look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Which I could have calculated using this. Derp. Let me see. So it's 16 wagons right now. If I keep half of them, which is like that, I think we are in a much better shape. And then I'll add one more because we were a little bit off. And that means that the train is also at a much better length. I don't know if we really need 2 wagons, but these trains are gonna bring in the good money. So I want these to be quick, so I don't mind. Now let's get the caboose and we should be good. Right. Okay, I'll quickly set it up even further. Now, I could be mistaken over here, but I swore that I counted 7 stations, which would mean 14 stops. Have I taken... Yeah, I'm not going to Sandingworth. No, I am going to Sandingworth Falls. Oh, balls. Oh, yeah, no, wait. It's... There's one station over here that we're not gonna go to, because there's only one plantation, and I'm sorry, but yeah, you are not worth all the supplies. Right, okay. Time to continue setting this up. Right, guys, I think we got the basics covered here. This will be a pretty long train as well. I hope it will be able to move itself even halfway decent. Now, what's gonna happen, of course, is that we need to improve the capacity of our trains on the fruit stations, because there might not be much over here right now, but oh man, is there gonna be a lot in the near future. However, we also have this, and I mean, I don't know, I have the feeling that this is more or less stable, and that's not what I want. I want it to decrease. Same over here. I do not have the impression that that is really decreasing all that much. Nor over here. In general, I think it's safe to conclude that we do not have enough capacity on our bauxite drains. No, I think we can draw that conclusion. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna call in those trains and we're gonna lengthen them up. And if that doesn't help, we're gonna add a few more. I'll do a bit of train readjusting. Alrighty guys, I think, hopefully, that we do have everything in order now. Wow, look at the profits that these trains are making. This is definitely a profitable group, contributing, rather effectively, so to say. Anyway, I think we've also future-proofed it. Wow, look at this load. Yeah, now that's making an impact, you know, that's like 300 less than what it used to be. Also, how is it possible that you... Yeah, no, you do have the farm supplies. Oh yeah, look, yeah, no, oh yeah, that's definitely working. Nice, I like this. Right, okay, so the good thing is we got the capacity sorted for the bauxite. I do believe that that will solve all the issues, but we're not there yet because there is a slight issue of getting the farm supplies from the stations to the actual plantations. So I guess what I have to do is set up some road vehicles for this. you might be wondering, like, Damage, why have you exactly put this train to the station over here? Well, I saw that it was actually too long. We have added too many wagons to this train, and therefore it was with its back end beyond the station border. And of course we do not want that. And since Manfort is not our friend, we cannot really do much about it. Yeah, look at how quickly it loads right now. That's what we needed, and it was loading a lot slower previously, so we got it all sorted right now. And by the way, how is Manfort doing? Well, still appalling. That's a long way to go for us. Now then, knowing all of this, should only really be an issue with the Manfort station, because that is one of those one-way stations. Yeah, this used to be 900. That's gone. Over here, it's still a lot. But then there is a train coming over here. What is your total capacity? I wonder. You can have a total of 288 tons of bauxite. That means that once you are leaving here, there will be almost no bauxite left. That's looking pretty good, I have to admit. And you do fit in the station, right? Yeah, perfect, like a charm. Look at that. See, now it's all getting taken. Good. Next up would be the check to see if the fruit trains that we have can deal with the volume. But that's gonna take a little while, because we will only know that if the amount of fruit is starting to pile up. So I guess what we can do in the meantime is check whether or not we can process this bauxite into a much more useful substance, or this metal into a much more useful substance, knowing to be engineering supplies. And you might be wondering, like, Damage, you have an absolute crap ton of engineering supplies here. That's not true. You know why? This is actually decreasing. Remember, this used to be in the 20,000s? It's not anymore. Look, it is only like 9,000, and it is slowly but surely decreasing. And it's not like over here we have loads and loads of engineering supplies. I mean, this amount of engineering supplies over here is only going up this high because of all these big boats that are unloading here. I mean, look at you, you know, with your, I don't know how many liters of chemicals, but look at the amount of money it makes. It is just crazy. So it's only because of these big boats that it goes up and down quite a lot, but trust me when I say that in the end this is remaining close to zero. However, the building materials are not. I could upgrade this to a bigger boat, but I'm thinking, like, do you, for example, you also accept building materials. Shall I just build another boat that also delivers these building materials over there? I know that in the sake of performance of the game, I should not. I know that just because of coolness, we should. Guess what's gonna win this? You know, that one. Of course the coolness is gonna win. I also see that we have a bit of a traffic issue over here. Now that's mainly because of breakdowns further up in the line over here. I mean, these trains, they do not look as if they're moving all that quickly. Oh no, that's because they're waiting for this one here. I don't know, should we make more crossover points so the trains are not like lining up for each other? Or and that's the thing that I'm more inclined to. Should we make a third line? If we do a third line to the back end, we also need one over here, and that's gonna be expensive on this side at least. Also over here, that's gonna be somewhat challenging because of this dock here that we do need to preserve. Maybe we can get away with a bridge, which our boats can go beneath. I say that, but that's not a bad idea, to be fair. Over here we have some room to rearrange this in such a way that this would also fit. Let's set up a few boats first and then have a look over here at this bit, right? I mean, it is the time of electric trains and progression, and I don't know when the first man was on the moon, but maybe that was in. Oh, look at this! Even diesel Baldwin trains. But what do we have? We have Ocean 4-mast boats here, still doing our bidding. Hilarious, to be fair, but. Anyway, so yeah, we got this sorted, more or less. Look at this. bauxite, gone. Nice. And still a good load of bauxite in there. I like this. Well, actually, I look at this station, and I'm thinking like, do we have loading issues here too? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, we don't, because the train is 6.7 long, so we will not have loading issues here. Very good. What we need to do now is figure out. Whoa! Look at the increase, by the way. That's good. No, but what we need to do right now is figure out what to do with our metal. So let's have a look at the map for industries. To be more precise, over here in the baby network, or what used to be the baby network. And let's have a look here. Let's have a gander at what we're doing exactly. I know that machine shops and... what were the other ones? We can easily check that if we just go over here and say display chain. Now machine shops are the good ones because you can add like 2 of these supplies and get like even more out of them. Because I believe that the machine shops are on a 1-to-1. And with petrol you get more out of your metal. And I believe the smithy forge is just metal on a 1-to-1 that you cannot improve any further. And... I mean, we get both engineering and farm supplies from that. That's good. Let us have a look at what else we can do with the metal. We could also go to a metal workshop. Well, I guess manufacturing supplies, and I don't need those. And that's about it. And we can also deliver this to the metal fabrication plant, but that gives building materials, which we do not want either. So I guess the machine shop and the smithy forge are the ones to have a look at. So back to over here, I know machine shop and the smithy forge. Right, let's highlight this. That's not looking good. This over here is way too crowded. This over here is way too crowded, and we're already using this, so no. This over here is also already sort of in use because of the busy tracks that we have over there. Oh, and then there is this, which is not an option, realistically. So we are left with smithy forges. Those are usually all near towns, which is no different in our situation. And there aren't that many. Isn't there something up here then? No, there is nothing up here. Wow, that's actually a bad situation. Because this is where the aluminium plant is. So if we were to use a metal fabrication plant, we would get this one. And I mean, let's be honest. If we were to build like a big station here, I don't know. It's a bit crowded here with these towns, and we're not even doing anything here, right? So that's a bit meh, if I'm honest. So if we have a look at the Smithy Forge, I know we have a station out here, but at the moment, Drenningwell is hating us, and this station is not really enough. So let's see. Yeah, no, that's definitely not enough. So that's also not really an option. So what can we do? Realistically speaking, that leaves only this smithy forge here as our only option. The smithy forge of Mendham. Now Mendham likes us a lot. Excellent even. That's very good. It's better than very good. That is about to change. Now the good thing is, this over here in terms of terrain, this is perfect. Look, nice and flat. I mean, sure, there's one elevation level, but that's not really a biggie. And if we put a station over here, of course, we can then also make that serve the passengers too. So we could basically hook it up to the bigger passenger network, so to say. So this is all working out. Oh wow, we need more mail to be delivered here. That's what I'm seeing. And we also seem to be good with in regards to the amounts of fruit. Huh, you don't say. Alright, so just as a quick peek here, see if our measures. Oh yeah, that's decreasing nice and quick. That's building up rather quickly. Over here, these are quadruple. Nice. I don't really see that much farm supplies anywhere, but I'm pretty sure that it will, you know, that the whole system with the farm supplies is working as intended. Basically, we can also visually identify the farm supply train because that will have colored wagons on it. Now, I'm trying to spot it here, and I'm failing. Where would it be? Where could they be? And I haven't really grouped them as of yet, so it's a bit difficult for me to tell. Who are they even anywhere? Please do tell me that these farm supply trains are doing their rounds in a nice and orderly manner, right? fair. Let me have a look here, because I have a feeling this is not going the way it's supposed to. It definitely looks as if this is not the way it's going to. Right, well, yeah, before we continue with anything else, we have some debugging to do of the routes that our trains are running. So if they go over here, they can go over here. So far it's all good, because there's no fruit plantations over here. And they go over here, and then there is no route towards this station. So that's a fixed one that we need to do. Next on is the station here is alright. But the station further on also... well, no, yeah, those are alright. So long as this station is visited, it's okay. But then they also need to... No. Hold on a second. Let's say that that's okay, but it isn't. Yeah, so they need to go like this, and then they have to do the return. But they need to do that over on this way. So here is also one that we're missing some track works on. And then basically we also need some tracks. This looks alright. To be fair, it looks alright. Did I derp something up? No, I didn't. I mean, the farm supplies are over here. To me, that much is clear. I just don't get why they are making this mega long detour. To which station do they try to go that they would otherwise not be able to go, is the question. It seems that might be either this or this station. Quadruple. Oh, nice. And then they need to go all the way over here, basically. And I believe that these never really had any increase. Yeah, you never made any money at all, even. Right. Let's do some track works, because clearly I was a little bit sloppy with checking whether or not the whole route was even possible. Right, guys, I think that I got it figured out. I'm not entirely happy about this one that I did over here. Not really because of the setup that we have, but because of the room it occupies. But that's mainly because of the hills that the trains need to climb. Now granted, they pretty much only need to do this empty. So perhaps I'm making more of an issue of that hill than it needs to be. But I don't know, we'll have to see how it holds up in the future. But I really do think that this was one of the bottlenecks and we just addressed it. And there's quite a bit of traffic actually over here. Now I did spot our train with the engineering supplies here. Hopefully it didn't make its detour all the way over here. I pray that it did not. Now, look at this. This is also a nice view. No trains waiting anymore. They are waiting over here though. But isn't that just because of the sheer volume? And some breakdowns? Well, it seems to be the case. Or is it the fact that we only have like a one-lane return track here? And we might need like one lane more for the return. Because it's basically a merge from 1 to 2. And there is, well, technically almost 2 going in. No, it doesn't look that quick. I'm not that happy about this one. Let's fix it. I think that now it will work a little bit better because it doesn't occupy that much space, so there's no need for the whole junction or for a long wait for the whole junction to clear out. So I think this should work. Fingers crossed. Anyway, with that sorted, hopefully our trains with the farm supplies are doing a little bit of their work. How is the production? It's only double. It's only double. It's only double. Gung-ho, quadruple. Doubled, and quadruple. Man, do I love saying that. So knowing that, it is basic. Oh my goodness. Hello, boat with the fruits. How much can you carry? I guess we need 2 boats. Alright. Well, guys. I had not expected the farm supply situation to be that smooth. And to be fair, the distance that the trains travel, this is basically what we're doing right now is one load for gung-ho quadruple. And what I think that we're seeing, because we're doing this from like March or something, right now we're like 5 or 6 months further ahead, and they're still doubled. What I think that we're seeing is a lack of quantity of trains. So if I add 1 or 2 more trains, I think we will have all the plantations quadruple, and then we're golden. But that and more are all things we're gonna do next time when we play more OpenTTD.